Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I am your host, Game Changer. And somebody outside of the manosphere and personal circles have sent me Kevin's latest World Star Hip Hop video. And yes, it's dated today, the 11th, and it's not as long as the last one, but it does show a consistent pattern of behavior. So I want to share that with y'all real quick. Now, you're going to hear chimes. You're going to hear chimes in the background, and that's me talking to YouTube right now as we speak about this shadow ban thing. So, or at least through, their support text line or whatnot. So, yeah, help me out with that. Hit that like button so we can work through this together. Melody, I appreciate the super sticker love. All right, one moment. Okay, so all right. Now, I want to point out the suit. Just while I'm here, this is a suit. Dun dun here. No, I'm joking. All right, let me play the clip. Dang advertisement.
This is not a TV. It's millions of self-lit pixels in perfect sync. A masterpiece at any size, for any room. This is not a TV. It's LG OLED.
He went to jail.
Oh, so
Here, right quick, let me just, there we go.
you pick ass whoopers and felons. And then you're gonna complain about what other. I need you to stop right here, ma'am. I need you to slow the whole. I need you to slow the whole French toast down.
He said the FT word. And he's not talking about the triangle halves. He said he wants you to slow the whole French toast down. The entire toast needs to be slowed down.
I'm not gonna let you get on here and talk about what black men are not when you pick and dudes that whoop your ass and are felons. See, I'm not gonna sit around and let you black women just sit around and talk about a black.
Now, you see, here's the thing about Kevin. He's been a very even-tempered person his entire YouTube career. Because that's what it is. He understands that appearance is important, and as an image consultant, and it's important to remain composed at all times. But everybody, well, then change it. Then change it, huh? Yeah. So every time it's what do I want to say? But even people like that, even the hyper composed people have their breaking point. And it's very frustrating telling women the same thing over and over again, and then have them call in the next day, say, I listened to your show, and then ask the same question or ask for the same advice that he has given so many other women. Because it's very simple. You shouldn't have to tell an adult, like, if you don't want an ass whooping, don't get with an ass whooper. Having lowbrow conversation with people, lowbrow conversations with people, unless you're a lowbrow person yourself, is going to have a breaking point. Now, adults have this natural thing to where we can do this with children. We build up a tolerance with certain people on asinine conversations. Those people being children, adult women we want to have sex with, and adult men that can whip our ass. We build tolerance for stupid conversations for this group of people. She doesn't qualify. She doesn't qualify for any of those. And that's why he's at his breaking point. But let's continue.
Men ain't here, it ain't this, it ain't that. When in your own life, you pick shit. Yeah, take a nice strong drink. Sip it all. Because you're talking about black men to share my reflection, and I'm tired of sisters like you running our reputation in the ground because...
All right, stop right there. Gotta hand it to him for this one. Gotta hand it to him from this one. He understands that a collective have a reputation. He understands that. And this is what I try to get a lot of you sisters to understand. When y'all be on these Pine Saw commercials and what's that chick name? That black Ghostbuster chick, and she was just on that commercial. Something Underwood. I don't know. But that black Ghostbuster chick, y'all need to check these chicks. Hold on. Wait a minute, because I told you I'm talking to YouTube right now. All right, now they're saying there's nothing wrong and trying to gaslight me. Hold on. All right, I'm trying to fix this shadow ban so I can get to you all better. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, collective reputation. So he's trying to preserve the collective reputation of black men. And that's something y'all sisters need to take heed to. You need to take heed to it because these women who are behaving in a certain way are affecting your collective reputation. And instead you get on me. When you need to get on them or shun them or make a tooting sound every time they come into your presence. Because if you are not on that stuff, you are a better woman than them. Every woman is better than Lonnie Love.
Because you picked poorly.
A black man.
No, no, you had 20 million to pick from, but you picked a felon once to have 2 babies by and then Ike Turner. All these black people in Atlanta. Why are you picking these scrubs?
That's what's left.
If you don't get off my goddamn
aside from the marriage.
Get off my phone. I don't want to keep it. That's what's left, huh? That's what's left. The black Mecca and all your WAP seems to attract is felons and abusers.
Okay, my bad. I had to I'm doing 2 things at once. Okay, so that's what's there. Ever notice that? Ever notice? See how eager they are to paint the black community in the light of just thugs and ass whoopers? If that is all that is in the black community, then first of all, why would you say that to a person who is not a thug and or ass whooper? She's saying to a man in Atlanta that is not a thug or an ass whooper that there are only thugs and ass whoopers there. See, so many chicks like this, they pick a certain guy. They know that it's going to be trouble, but then they blame that trouble on the collective of guys. And once again, ladies, everybody sees through your lies. Let's just make a fictionary white guy for a second, and let's name him Tyler. So a B-dub goes up to Tyler and she says, "Hey Tyler, would you like to go out sometime?" And he said, well, wouldn't you be happier with one of your own? To which she says, oh, no, my own, I tried dating my own, but all I wind up with is thugs and ass whoopers. And he says, well, you're saying that there aren't any black men that are not thugs and ass whoopers? And she says, no, there aren't. And he says, okay, well, I'll hook you up with my coworker, Jerome. He's not a thug or an ass whooper. To which she says, And there you have it. Ever notice how everybody else is able to run into a Jerome? A black man who is not a thug and or ass whooper. A white woman knows a Jerome. An Asian woman knows a Jerome. An Asian man knows a Jerome. And a white man knows a Jerome. And we're not talking about the ones that live in Oakland or something like that, or Detroit, or Maryland, or Atlanta, or something like that. No. We're talking about the ones in Nebraska. We're talking about the ones in Mississippi. We're talking about the ones in Florida. We're talking about the ones everywhere. They know a Jerome. You see, the men that y'all claim don't exist seems to exist everywhere for everyone else. So, and this is to the non-ratchet B-dubs of the world. Next time they say this men don't exist, I'm talking to you, Melody. Next time they say this man don't exist, say, okay, well, because Melody has a younger brother. Say, okay, well, I'll hook you up with my little brother then. Oh, okay. And if she don't suck your little brother's penis, everything that goes wrong in her life afterwards is her fault. Until you do right by my penis, everything you do will fail. Let's continue. Oh, by the way, I appreciate you, Sick Lady. It says, slow the French toast and chocolate syrup with the chocolate. No, it's the chocolate chip pancakes. But I get you, man. You a trip. All right.
Then you need to put that shit in get some maintenance done.
Oh, hold on. He says something about WAP. Let me go back a little bit. See, everything he do. Hold on. Damn it. YouTube people. Okay, our freaking YouTube people. French toast YouTube people. All right. At least one example video ID was reported not delivered to subscriber feed. Dang it. They get on my nerves. All right. Anyway. I rewinded it. Okay.
And get some maintenance done.
There are some good men.
Well, why don't you attract them? Then why don't you date them?
I don't.
Hold on, I'm gonna go.
My phone. I don't want to keep it. That's what's left, huh? That's what's left. The black Mecca and all your WAP seems to attract is felons and abusers.
All your WAP seems to attract is felons and abusers. First of all, women, you don't default to a WAP. Most P's are average at best. You can't just assume that yours is just gushing with oh so much goodness. Hold on. Deal of a all right. Just because you have a P does not make it a WAP. Just like not every burger is a Whopper, not every P is a WAP. Sometimes it's just an average P. Now, is average good enough? Absolutely. It's a P. There are very few bad ones in the world. But what he means to say is your essence of womanhood can only attract this type of guy. That's crap. That's crap. But let's continue.
Then you need to put that shit in get some maintenance done.
There are some good men.
Well, why aren't you attracted?
See, now when her WAP came into question, like, oh no, there are some good men. There's some good men out there. I just automatically threw all black men under the bus. But there's some good ones.
Then why don't you date them?
I don't. It's difficult. It's like a needle in a haystack.
No, it's not a needle in a haystack.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me do this. No, it's a needle and a WAP. No, you are trying to this chick is trying to get out of her duty to me. So I am a customer. I don't play that shit. Hold on. No, you do not. Hold on. Getting on my last goddamn nerve. Every day it's just a new adventure on how to mess with Game Changer. Shadow ban and crap like this. See, now she's confused and befuddled. Why? Because that is the power of a nice suit. The power of a nice suit shows that you have more authority than the person, that you speak from a greater authority. See, a nice suit is the toga. It's a modern toga. It says that you are more important because you have a toga. See, there are the higher gods like Triton and Zeus and Ares and stuff like that. And then there are like Apollo and the other ones, and Cupid and all of them. There is a hierarchy, and the one who has the suit on is higher on the hierarchy than everybody else. That is how that works. Hold on. Send. That is how that works. And that is why he says what he says in the suit. He unzips a package with a suit in it, and then he suits up. How does he suit up? He slides down a pole in sweatpants, and then at the bottom of that pole, he comes out in a suit. Once that is done, he goes into this cave, and he says whatever he wants. Now let's continue. In fact, and that's where I went wrong. I should have put a suit on before texting these YouTube people. That's my bad.
Like, I live here. I live here, and I date good black women. No, why can't you see? Let me back down, ma'am. Relationship.
Cupid was something like them. I think that was Athena's or Venus's. No, Athena. Yeah, that was Athena's brother or something like that. Okay, that's how that works. The point is he's not human, and he was lesser than Zeus. That's my point. And he didn't get a toga. He got diapers because he was lesser. Hold on.
Are reflective. We attract what we are. When I was broken, I attracted broken. And see, what I'm having a problem with is you are trying to make black men the problem, and you are definitely problematic. Everything I presented to you that is a fact that you can verify yourself, you said no, 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 no. And who the...
Yes, y'all hear how silent she is? You want to know why? Because of suit.
Hell.
Yeah, thanks, Melody. Please get the likes up, people, because like I say, they doing all kind of stuff to my channel. What is you talking about? Wait. Okay. People are awful. I bet you this is a boomer. All right. Where was I? So she is remaining silent. See, a suit is like a police badge and an FBI badge all in one. Let's continue.
Wants to deal with a woman like that.
And that's that. Hold on. Let me stop the screen share. Yeah, I apologize. This is dealing with these people. It's okay today, but some days, the ban is just like ridiculous. Because oh, and another thing, hit the like button, very important. Report to me. If you don't get a notification, send me an email telling me that you do not get a notification. So I can, because now what I have to do is I have to build proof. I have to build proof and track records and show that this many people is saying that they're not getting notifications and stuff like that. So, I really got to build this out because they on some, I don't even want to get into it. I'm not going to bad talk them on their own thing, but I mean, it's frustrating. So yeah, just send an email to gamechanger00100@gmail if you're having trouble getting notified. Like if you see something come up live and you're like, oh, I missed it, I didn't get a notification, then send that email and make sure that you do this. If you hit the bell, make sure that you have that. If you have a bell, if you hit the bell. So yeah, that's that. All right, now let me just get out of here for a second. Okay, I'm going to put the link to this in the thing because I want this to go viral too. Because what people like Kevin is doing is they're trying to hammer away at generations of badness. You see, there is a certain comfort in knowing that you can behave a certain way and then blame others for that behavior, and people will treat you as if you did not behave that way because you blamed others. There is a certain way of doing that. Imagine you work with somebody with big titties. And then one day you just walk into work and you look at those big titties. And you say to yourself, you know something? I can't help it. And then you put your face in her titties and you suck her nipples. And then imagine being able to go to human resources and say, I apologize. My mother breastfed me till I was 13. I, as an adult, am not responsible for this action because my mother breastfed me for so long that I thought that it was okay to allow others to breastfeed me. Her breast reminds me of my mother's, and I was hungry. Please excuse my behavior. It won't happen again. Imagine human resources saying, okay, I understand. And then imagine a week later, you do it again. Imagine a week later, another pair of titties come into the office and you do the exact same thing. And you go back to human resources, and this time you say, I have a problem. I have a syndrome. I have tititis. I must suck them. Don't fire me. What you need to do is get me help. You need to get me big titty therapy. You need to wean me off. You need to have some titties there for me. And then I suck it, but I suck it a little bit less every time. You need to weed me off the big titties. Imagine living in that world. That is the world they grew up in. Every decision they make, everything they say is forgiven until they call into this show. You got ass whoopers, sons disease. Ass whooperson's disease. You are attracted to ass whoopers. And that's fine, because I'm an ass whooper. But you need emotional content. It can't just be like a friendly spanking. No, you need to get his goat. You want him to be angry. You want him to be mad at you. You want him to just like wrap his hand up in tape and stuff like that, and then have like a fight coach check it, and then he put the gloves in and have a second person lace his gloves and then knock the shit out of you. That is a whole different fetish. Admit that you have it. Admit that you have it. Admit that you have a fetish for being that white guy that fought Mike Tyson in 1984. Imagine that you have that fetish. Or 1994. Behave as if you have that fetish. And stop blaming others. You want that hero penis. You want to present yourself to the ideal man as a damsel in distress. And your last boyfriend was the big bad wolf. Let me show y'all something. Hold on. All right, quick. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. See, this is their fetish. This right here, this is their fetish. They want to be her, and they want you to be him. So they are manufacturing a storyline. And you know what they're doing? See, they need this. They need this guy right here. They need the guy right here to be the villain. You know, the guy that just stands in your window with some glue for no reason, just messing with you. So you can do your hero thing. That's what they want. But generally, guys like this don't exist unless you let them in your life. And that is what people are starting to notice. That you are deliberately messing with Bluto, with that guy, just so you can sell Popeye some spinach. You see, you like spinach Popeye. You like spinach Popeye. You want to see it's Pluto. Yeah. You want to see him use his spinach powers. You get turned on by those forearms when he uses his spinach power. And here's the trickery. What they are trying to do is access the hero complex of men. You see, many men, so it's blue. Dang it, Lando. So many men have what's called a hero complex. What does that mean? It means that they enjoy coming to the rescue of certain women in distress, even if they are otherwise uninterested. They just like to be the hero. You know the guys I'm talking about. The guys that say stuff like are the guys that does a lot of charity. You see this? Look at this. See, that's what she's trying to. Yep. You got a turkey there. Yeah, this is what turns her on. That stuff turns her on, and she don't has nobody. Olive oil is not that hot. She's not fat, but she don't have any curves or nothing. See, that's what you see that? That's what they want. Yeah, exactly. The white knight complex. That turns them on. Now watch she get all excited. Watch she get excited afterwards. And she's gonna toot his pipe. See that? You see that? See, that's what I'm talking about. They want to bring that in you. They want to stir that emotion. So after dealing with Pluto or Bluto or whomever, I don't know his name either. After dealing with him for so long, now she is calling. She is calling Kevin, like, Kevin, come save me. Come save me. And Kevin's like, Chib, who told you to go to Pluto in the first place? Or Pluto, who told you to go with that nagaga in the first place? Huh? Who gave you permission to do such a thing? You should not have been messing with him to begin with. He's a weird fat dude with a beard that peek in windows and put glue in people's crap. Now, all of it's different because it's just one Pluto. But you know, if you go to Pluto, and Judo, then we know it's Udo. That is where the problem is. Exactly. They like the white knight syndrome. Why? Because they can control it. Every argument they can turn on and off the damsel in distress thing at all time. Once you have identified yourself as a white knight, they know how to manipulate you. Oh, my mother gambled away her life savings. I'll save you. Oh, my brother is in jail and he needs bail money. I'll save him. Oh, I got pregnant when I was cheating on you and I can't afford an abortion. I'll save you. See, they want to put a beacon. And that's why I go to Kevin stuff. They want to put a beacon out to the men that watch his show. So they can say, calling all white knights. I am a woman in distress. Come save me. If you do not save me, then I will scream, I am not protected. You are not protecting me. That's another way that they're trying to call all the white knights of the world. All right, so a little distracted because in my feed, after I watched that Popeye video, a thing came out that said "Live and Let Die," and it seems to be like a blaxploitation movie from the olden days, and but it has like a picture of a black woman in bed with a white dude with a gun pointed at her. So I clicked it now, and I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Okay, so I'll look at that later. But yeah, it's take the movie Baby Boy, for example. Take the movie Baby Boy, for example. Right? Jody was at the point he didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He didn't want to have nothing to do with Yvette anymore. They were broken up and it was all over. So what did she do? She invited Rodney in the house. She invited Rodney, her ex-boyfriend, into the house to live there with his son. And then when she went to Peanut's house, and he was back there playing dominoes, she's like, you don't know what I've been through. He tried to R-word me in front of your son. Popeye, please save me. I know I have a history of it does seem like every man I sleep with winds up in jail. But all I'm asking for is one little murder. It's just one. And you remember how earlier in the movie I said I'll call your probation officer and send your black ass back in jail? You remember that? I will never leverage this murder against you in the future, because all relationships between 19-year-olds last forever. And, it's not like the moment you step out of line, I'm not going to call your probation officer and say that my beloved ex-boyfriend disappeared. I'm not going to call Kevin Samuels, 20 years later and say, I was with this guy because I was afraid that he was going to do to me what he did to my ex. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to leave your dress-selling ass on the streets while I look for a high-value man in the future. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to call the cops on you, and then when they come and arrest you and give you life in prison, and then I'm not going to hug on the police officer's big, strong black muscles and say, thank you for saving me from such a brute. He made me have 2 of his kids, and now I'm 35 with 2 kids. What am I going to do? Mr. Officer, please help me. Help me. Do you need some spinach? Help me. She would never do that. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Y'all see the logic that is being displayed? They are trying to access the hero complex of them, of men. Next time a woman try to pull some crap like that with you, try to do the opposite. Try to do the opposite. And see how well that works. And then treat her accordingly. Oh, my ex, she was giving me years and years of such mediocre BJs. It wasn't even technically a BJ. She was just using her hand. She was using her hand, and the mouth was just at the tip, and she was just kissing on it and rubbing it. It was really a HJ, but she was passing it off as a BJ. So I went years without a decent BJ with no hands that was wet, because I don't like it when they swallow their spit. What am I to do? Oh, the humanity. Please, it's so dry. Could you please help me? Help me. Eat your spinach and come save my penis. Penis. They were just so terrible, and sometimes I felt a little bit of braces. Would you please help my penis? See her reaction. See her reaction. See if she gives you a sympathy BJ. See if she gives you a sympathy BJ. And then even throw in your own crap. I haven't found a woman to swallow because they say I taste like soy sauce. I can't help it. All I want is to be swallowed. And if they get on their knees after that, then they have earned the right. What are you talking about? Okay. If they get on their knees, After that they have earned the right. They have earned the right to get my spinach. After that, I don't want to hear crap. Let me open up the panel. I'll make this quick, though. I'll only do like 15 minutes. But let me open up the panel. All right. And I appreciate the Cash App. Don't think I didn't see you, brother. Let me see if you want me to say your name. I appreciate the attempt to Cash App. And because somebody didn't go through, but I appreciate the actual one. And it says, you know, for was loving that culture video, bro. Bring it back, please. Yeah, all right. That's the one I'm actually having YouTube examine. So that's why I put it there. But yeah, I'll bring it back when everything is taken care of. But yeah, I appreciate you, Jay. All right. Yeah. No. Don't put the Supergirl cape on. Put the Supergirl lingerie on. That's what you do. You put the Supergirl lingerie on. But you see, there are no white knights on their side. Actually, there is. White girl who was a friend. She told me that she told me how she makes sure that her boyfriend is regularly sexually satisfied, because she said that it can cause health issues if it's not. And she was talking like that stuff is dangerous. You know, all kind of bad stuff can happen if you just let it sit in there. So yeah, I make sure that it's done regularly and rigorously. I was like, dang. But she was a hippie type tree hugging chick. So yes, she would be considered that. But yeah, just tell them, you know, like, oh yeah, I have so much semen backed up in me. What are you gonna do? Charles Merchant, I appreciate you. It says, hilarious content, truth mixed with some laughter. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate the $20 super chat. But yeah, so that's that. That's really all I have to say about that. It was a short call. It was like a 2-minute call. But I mean, these chicks keep calling. They keep calling like their brand of BS is going to override the previous chick's brand of BS. Now, y'all remember I did a video not too long ago, a pre-recorded video on why she called you thirsty. Notice how there is no remorse. There's no remorse when they call you thirsty. It's met with laughter. It's met with, you have a problem that I can solve, but instead of solving it for you, I'm going to laugh at that problem. Imagine being in a boat with a Navy SEAL, and you fall out of the boat and you can't swim. And he, not he or she, he, because there are no female Navy SEALs because they're not good enough. He says, ha ha, you can't swim. And instead of for helping you swim, he watches and laughs as you drown. Imagine that scenario. That is the equivalent of them calling you thirsty. Like, yes, I see that you're thirsty. I have what it takes to quench your thirst, but instead I'm going to mock the fact that you're thirsty. But, which is fine. That is your right. It is your waters, and you have a right to distribute it or not distribute it as you please. But don't come to but don't come to Kevin with your complaints. Chib, remember, and you can always say you can always say that each and every single woman has a man in her life that wanted some pussy and didn't get it, and she felt no remorse. She never said to herself, "You know something? It's probably been a while. It's probably been a while for that guy. Yeah. Let me just go to," because she would be too busy. What's going on, Melody? I'm only gonna be here like 5 more minutes.
What's going on? I just came up to just to say hey and tell you how ridiculous these women are.
Yeah, the one on Kevin's call. Oh, did I put the link out? Let me put that link out there. Let me make sure I put the link out.
Okay. And that's new, like today?
Yeah, that's done today. So the manosphere, and that's another thing. The manosphere is spreading. The manosphere is spreading because I'm getting these things. Like I got Kevin's last thing from 2 people, and I got this one from another person. And keep in mind, and I don't show my face or nothing, so I keep my personal life separate. Excuse me. So these are coming from people in my personal life. Like they're text messaging my real name or emailing my real name, not Game Changer. So it's actually spreading to the outside world. The message is spreading. Largely through Kevin, but the message is spreading. It's becoming more mainstream.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's just tapping into something that both sides have already felt. Both sides have already felt. Well, I mean, and I'm talking about the one who like the one who was trying to manipulate, was trying to white knight something. She didn't know who she was dealing with. She didn't know that red pill men do not fall for such tactics.
Right.
They just, stuff like that is not going to work anymore. The only thing that still works is sandwiches and submission and sex. That is it. You must become a high value woman and use that value to get me a sandwich, or you are a no value woman. Women are trying to figure out how to appear to be valuable to valuable men. And what Kevin is saying is there is no way to do that.
What's crazy too? It is spreading. The men are getting it, but it seems like the women are trying to fight it. Like all the women are making like videos against Kevin instead of just taking it in.
Yeah.
And looking in the mirror, they're just like, no, this is wrong.
Exactly. See, these women are the Jupiter people. They are the Jupiter people. What's a Jupiter person, Game Changer, you ask? I'm going to tell you. You see, somewhere around 400 AD, Christianity took over Rome. Constantine brought Christianity to Rome. So they went from people that got eaten by lions to the new de facto religion of the Roman papals. However, some people liked the old ways. Some people liked having, 189 gods. They like praying for everything. I would like to thank the god of bread for bread. I would like to thank the goddess of head for head. And I would like to curse the god of the dead, for when I die. Like they like doing that. I'd like to thank the god of jacket for my jacket. They like doing that. So when Christianity came and it became the de facto religion of Rome, they fought it. They like, I am Jupiter until I die. Curses to the god of death for making me die. That is what they believed, and they refused to get down with the new program, the consolidated God of all. And that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a regime change. No more are the boomer days. The boomer days was so good for them that the daughters and granddaughters are trying to relive their vaginas through the boomer days. They are trying to reenact these stepdaddy days. Yeah, the god of light skinned chicks. Listen, Jessica X, she knew her name because that's who she came from. She's a descendant of that. It's Aphrodite. Shout out to her. But they are trying to relive the glory days of manipulation when BFF was at its height. You know, like those people, like those German people who still got their uniform in the closet. They want to relive that, like the Civil War reenacting people. Shout out to them. If you live in that area, you know who I'm talking about. People react to the Civil War. Some people like to live those glory days. Who's that woman who said, and I'll have a bunch of colored waiters and stuff, and you know, like she was fantasizing about her wedding and stuff like that. I get it. It's no shade. She's just reliving like a certain image, even though she didn't live it. You know, she is reliving a certain glory image, and these chicks want to relive the boomer era, where you could do anything you want to, and the men will apologize for your own decisions. You can make 4 bad decisions and have those decisions walking around with you, and a new stepdad to come along and say, oh, those guys were jerks. I'll save you. And then he attempts to save her, and then, you know, we know how it works. But you see, we are the descendants of such men, and we have learned better. We have learned better. You see, and that's the thing. Don't expect people to make the same mistake twice. So we all seen the movies, and then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna do Melody's last thought, and then I'm gonna go. We all seen the movie 300, right? And this was when the Persian army attempted to invade Sparta. And they tried to pass a narrow pathway in Thermopylae. And they lost a lot of men, but they eventually went around the hidden path, right? So what happened next was interesting, because 300 years later, Rome also attacked. And once again, the honor guard of Thermopylae decided to do the same thing. They decided to situate their men in the same place, knowing that it's hard for large armies to penetrate. But what did Rome do? Rome learned from history. And they say, I know that there's a back door. I'm going to take the back door. I don't know where it is, but I know I'm not going to go through the front door because I seen 300. And I am not going to go through the front door. So they went through the back door and won. It's like if the big bad wolf actually read Three Little Pigs before he went to go get some pigs. Melody, final thoughts.
For me, it was a good show as usual, and I am happy that Kevin Samuel's message is getting out.
Mhm.
I think it may be too late for women 35 plus, but definitely the women under 35 can hear it and learn from it and hear what men think of them. Maybe they'll change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, I appreciate you. I like to make sure you hit that like button. Help me fight the ban. I like to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, the managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Once again, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.
Bye.